vaya a hablar con la chica nueva. Si hay alguien que quieres que esté a tu lado en momentos como este, es tu perro fiel.
Well, you know, we've talked with Craig Schulz many years ago about the idea of making a movie, and at that time, you know, they were not interested. They didn't have a story, and then Craig started to work with his son Brian, and they developed a screenplay. And Craig called me, and we had a meeting at the Warm Puppy in the birthday room. This is where Charles Schulz ate lunch every day, you know, with Snoopy on the wall. And he told me the idea for this film and asked me if I would direct the movie and that if Blue Sky Studios would make the film. And I was honored to be asked. Well, you know what I do love, our story kind of begins with the first snowfall. And I always felt, I live in New York where it snows, and there's something magical about the first snowfall. When you get to March and it's the 10th snowfall, it's not so magical anymore. But there's something really wonderful about that time of year, and that kind of leads us into that Christmas time frame. We didn't want to remake the Christmas special, but there is something really fun about that time of year, and our story starts there and goes all the way to the beginning of summer. Well, there were two things that I saw. One, Charles Schulz's pen line is beautiful. So as I worked with my team, and we work in computer animation, but what I told everybody on my team is I want to find that pen line in everything we do. And so Charlie Brown's smile looks like that pen line. But I also understand we're making a movie in 2015. It's a big screen. It's a big canvas. And I know that computer animation allows us to create a richness of image quality, lighting and texture that makes the world feel a little more real. And when I say real, I don't mean realistic. It's still in the style of Charles Schulz, but it invites you in and makes you believe the world really exists. Oh, well, 3 years of work, but I knew as I worked with Craig Schulz and Brian starting this project, when you go to the movie theater, there's certain things you want. You want that range of emotion. You want to feel a little tug on your heartstrings, you know, maybe even get a little teary. You want to have lots of laughs, and you've got Snoopy and Woodstock. They give you loads of laughs. And you want to have a little action, and being able to fly with Snoopy on his doghouse against the Red Baron, I knew that we had the elements to make a feature film the kind of experience that audiences are looking for today. You know, when I started working on the project, my hope was to create a film that the entire family could go see. And when I say entire family, I mean grandparents, parents, and kids, and that they could all enjoy it for a different reason. You know, grandparents and parents might have the nostalgic connection with these characters. Maybe they've grown up knowing Charlie Brown and Snoopy. And for a new generation of kids, to introduce them to these characters and provide the fun, the laughs that we get with Snoopy and his big imagination. I knew we had the elements, but that was the focus. We didn't make it just for kids. I didn't make it just for adults. I wanted everybody to enjoy. Never. Because I think some of the charm and the humor is that what these characters say often are very adult. Lucy talks about, you know, your real estate holdings and diversified portfolios, and, you know, she speaks of things that are not very childlike, but when it comes out of a child's voice, it's really funny and far more interesting. So I never thought about using adults. Oh, well, you know, I feel like I just put my pencil down on the making of this movie. Audiences will tell us if they love these characters, if they like the movie. You know, the Schulz family will also decide, is there another story? I will say that these characters, you can generate so many stories with them. I mean, Charles Schulz drew the comic strip for 50 years and never ran out of ideas because they're such marvelous characters. They're each unique in their own right, and there are probably many, many stories to tell with them. These characters have been so fun to work with, so who knows?
Me gusta bailar.
Carlitos y Snoopy.
Los perros te quieren tal y como eres. Es genial tener a alguien que te escuche.